Hello everyone, we're going to look at lesson 22. So we've been doing these transformations. So we're looking at this transformation right now. So look at what's happening. You have this right here, and then it moves down here. But notice what's happening. This X is in the bottom right here, and now it's on the top. So what's actually happening is this is flipping over this line right here. So just imagine like it's something you would flip, like it's a card, right? And if it's face up right here, then you take it and you flip it so it's face down over here. All right, imagine that motion. So that's what happens. So whatever was up on top right here goes all the way down to the bottom, down to here. And whatever was right here in the bottom is going to be now on the top because the whole thing flips over. So this is called a reflection. So we call them flips because the figures flip like a pancake. So the way you describe a reflection when you do a function is you'll start off with x, y, and you'll say either the x becomes negative or the y becomes negative. Now I want you to think about this. Imagine if you're right here, say you're at 1, 2. If x becomes negative, then you'll be at negative 1, 2. Okay, think about what I'm saying. Right here, you're at 1, 2. If x becomes negative, you're at negative 1, 2. X becoming negative does what to this? It moves it over here. Remember, this right here is your y-axis. So when x becomes negative, it reflects across the y-axis. And then if y becomes negative, if this is 1, 2, and you turn it into 1, -2, it would flip from here over the x-axis down here. So it says it right here, but when you have the x become negative, it reflects across the y-axis. And when you have y become negative, it reflects across the x-axis. So if the point 1, -10 goes through this reflection, it's really easy to do it like this. All that's going to happen, look at the reflection right here. We're making y negative. So just make the y negative right here. 1, -10, that's all. But I want you to think about what this would look like. If you do the reflection xy to x negative y, you're at the point 1, 10, and if you make it, so let's do what we did here, where we go from 110, we make the y negative, so 1, -10. So go from 110, and then we go to 1, -10 down here. Look at what we do. Look at the point in the upper left, goes from 110, if we turn it into 1, -10. We're reflecting over this line right here. What is this line? This is the x-axis. So you see how that works. When y becomes negative, you reflect across the x-axis. We see it right here. What about right here? 6, -2 goes through the reflection to be negative x, y. So what becomes negative? That would be the 6. So -6, -2. All right. So which of these would create the transformation below? How can you go from here over to here? So what's happening, this is flipping over this line right here, the y-axis. You see that? Just flips over the y-axis. So which one of these would do that? Which one makes you flip over the y-axis? That would be just making x negative. So right here, xy into negative x, y. Number 4, which of the following would create the transformation below? So now look at what we're doing. We're up here, and we face down here. So we're flipping over the x-axis. So that would be making it so that xy turns into x negative y, flipping over the x-axis. Okay, so now I want you to, let's try to do these, so pause it, try to do 5, 6, and 7. These are a little bit harder. I want you to try 5, 6, and 7, and then I'll go over these and we'll do the last part. Okay, so how could we reflect this? So we have a downward arrow that points at 4, 10. So a downward facing arrow with a point at 4, 10. So here's 4, here's 10. So what it's talking about doing is making the arrow face down with the point right here. So this would be making it an arrow that's over here. So we take the same arrow you have and you're flipping it up to there. So you're flipping it over this line right here. This is the line where y equals 10. So across y equals 10. You see that? So sometimes what you'll be doing, you'll be making reflections not over just y or just x, but over a particular line that's in there. And then how can we write this thing as a function? So, you know what? I think I probably, I might need to draw this. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this video here, and then I'll start a new video where I'll have the screen going so I can also draw what's going on for you. So this will end here. Watch the next video that I'll post at the bottom of this lesson to see me actually draw these.